So it's March the 2nd, and I thought I'd put together this very quick film to explain a little bit about what happens at this time of year, because this is a time of year which I find quite tough, because I have to cold call, get on the phone, and try and persuade buyers, wine buyers all over the world to try my wine. And there are about 600 other domains in Provence who are doing the same thing at the same time. So it's a little bit tricky, and it's quite challenging to even to get through to the wine buyers, because they are inundated with calls from wineries from all over the world. I mean, a buying department typically has overworked wine buyers anyway. It sounds like a very glamorous job, but it's actually a very tricky job. So I'd say you're very lucky to actually even get a response to an email, or to get a phone call through to somebody is really tricky as well. But nonetheless, that's what happens. That's part of the deal. Got to do that in order to grow the business. So in the UK, Waitrose have relisted the wine, which is great. So they've got the 2011 vintage on most of the shelves now, which is fantastic. It also meant I could bottle quite early because they'd run out. So I've got the finished wine in the bottle, which is great for other markets because I can show them a finished wine. Now we're also making two other rosés, a white and a red this year. And these wines aren't, well, the red we've just bottled, but the other wines aren't in bottle yet. And basically, Andrew and I have made up these tanks of wine, but we don't know how much we need to bottle until we've got the buyers. So we're having to send them tank samples, which basically means we go down to the winery, we collect the wine from the tanks and put a cork in them, and then send them off via DHL to various parts of the world. And in fact, I don't know if you can see the whiteboard behind me, but I've got a list of names there, of which there are about 40 names, of which I've managed to get, my little green marks are where I've managed to get them to agree to take samples. So I've sent off samples to 28 different wine buyers around the world. And this is really expensive. It's cost me already a few thousand euros just on DHL charges. But the trouble is because when I make a sample of wine from the tank, it's only going to be stable for a few weeks at the most. It really needs to be tried straight away. I need to get them to the wine buyer as soon as possible. And it's a bit of a lottery as to when the wine buyers are able to fit in a tasting, because typically they won't try wines when they come in. They'll try them when they're ready to taste wines from that particular region. And will the wine still be okay when they try them? It is a bit of a lottery, which is why it's a numbers game, which is why I have to get on the phone, get buyers to agree to take samples, and then I have to sit and wait. So of these 28 or so people that have got samples out now, I think I'll be very lucky to get 3 new customers from that. And we've got a few restaurants now in Germany, which is fantastic. But of the big importers, I'd be very happy if I get 3 or so from that list of 28. So fingers crossed, the wines are tasting great. I'm hoping that the story and the fact that we do this stuff with videos and so on gives us a bit of an edge. The wine itself is really fighting above its weight, so that's great that when they agree to try the wine, they generally like it. So I just really hope I get some listings and can grow the business in different parts of the world.